Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ya Rabbi lakal hamdu kama yambaghi li jalali wajhika wa azimi sultanik. Allahumma rabbana lakal hamdu bima khalaqtana wa razaqtana wa hadaytana wa farajta anna. Allahumma lakal hamdu bil iman wa lakal hamdu bil islam wa lakal hamdu bil Quran. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربي زدنا علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين اللهم ثبتنا عند الموت بلا إله إلا الله آمين يا رب العالمين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير. Surah Luqman, ayah number 18. We need to start today, inshallah. Do we have someone who is going to present? Do the Arab?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
This is Atima and I took these two ayats.
Okay, go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولا تصعر خدك للناس ولا تمشي في الأرض مرحا إن الله لا يحب كل مختال فخور. The translation for this is, and don't turn your cheek away from people and don't walk on earth haughtily. Surely Allah does not like anyone arrogant, proud. So if we do the Irab on this, let's see. وَلَا تُسَّئِرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ وَلَا تَمْشِي فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَحًا. We can take this one sentence as a jumlatul failure. And now we go inside this. Waw is a harf ataf. And lam is lam nahiya. And tusa'ir is fi'l mudari bimajzoom. Fi'l mudari majzoom bilam nahiya fa'ilu anta. And khaddaka, your cheek is coming as a maf'ulun bihi for the fi'l tusa'ir. And it's coming in a form of idafa fragment. Khaddaka. And then linnasi, lam is harf jar, and nas is a ism majroor. And then this both make jar majroor, and this is coming as MBF, mutaliq bil fi'l. And wala and harf ataf, and lam is nahiya. Tamshi is تمشي في المضارع مجزوم بالعام.
Perfect, yeah.
And أنت and فاعله أنت. في الأرض في is حرف جر and أرضي is a مجرور and this is MBF. And مرحا is مرحا is مفعول مطلق. فتمشي is described tamshi.
Yeah. In grammar book, you will find that we can see it like a Wala tamshi fil ardi mashyan, right? Because tamshi and then mashyan, we're gonna say this is the maful mutlaq, right? But mashyan is hidden, and mashyan and marahan. So wala tamshi fil ardi mashyan marahan, like a walk of the one who is very boastful, right? So do not walk this walk. And in many places in Quran Pak, that happens that maful mutlaq itself is hidden. Hidden, when we say hidden, basically it means that this is so obvious that it does not need to mention. And its sifa marahan is mentioned instead. So instead of writing the whole thing mashian marahan, just marahan mentioned over here. Or we can also take it as a maful hal.
Maful hal, but marahan, mashian marahan.
Yes.
Right? So how do you drive that? Because of the tamshi?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And then when we proceed to the other part of the sentence, Inna Allaha la yuhibbu kulla muqtalin faqur. This is a jumla ismiya because it's starting with inna. Inna is a harf nasab, and Allah, the word Allah is ism of inna. So inna Allaha makes it mubtada. La yuhibbu kulla muqtalin faqur. The whole sentence makes a khabar fi mahl rafa. But it's mubtada. And then when you go inside this, la is la nafiya, and yuhibbu fi'l mudari fa'iluhu huwa, and kulla is maf'ulun bihi, and maqtalin faqur is maf'ul, is again it's saying maf'ulun bihi, and faqur is maf'ulun bihi too, because we cannot say this as a sifa mawsuf. The reason being that faqur is a sifatul mubaligha.
Yeah, okay. And we can take it, kulla is mudaf, right? So mukhtalin is mudaf ilahi of it. So this is how it is connected. And then fakhur is the sifa of mukhtalin, right? So we can take that way. Not sifa of mukhtalin, rather, as we said that, okay, since this is sigatul mubalgha, so we're gonna take kulla mudaf, mukhtalin is mudaf ilayhi, then mukhtalin is the sifa. Now, whose sifa is it then? Right? Sifa is basically missing over here. The mosuf, basically, I should say, mosuf is missing over here. Same idea that this is so obvious, does not need to mention. And what is the mosuf? Kulla abdin mukhtalin fukhur. So every abd, kulla abdin, every abd who is mukhtal and fakhur, Allah does not like it, right? So the word abd is mahzoof over here, and then mukhtalin is the sifa number 1 of this abd, and fakhur is the sifa number 2. So this is how we can take it.
Okay, I got it now, because I was very confused with this.
Yeah, exactly. We are saying that, okay, mukhtal is sifa and fakhur is sifa number 2, but who's sifa?
Yes.
Right? So now abdin is basically the mawsuf here, which is hidden, mahzoof.
I have a question. How would you know that kulla abdin is mahzoof? Like, how can we figure that out?
Just abdin is mahzoof, not kulla abdin. Kulla we can see over
Kulla,
there.
yes, abdin.
Okay, just abdin. So this is understood, Humaira. Look, kulla mukhtalin fakhur. When you look at the, how you gonna say kulla is mudaf, mukhtalin is mudaf ilayhi, right?
Yes.
And then what is fakhur then? They cannot be sifa mawsuf to each other. Why? Because mukhtal is ismu fa'il, right? And fakhur is sigatul mubalagha. They cannot be sifa to mawsuf sifa fragment. They cannot make. So that's why in grammar book, you're going to find that mukhtal is sifa number 1 and fakhur is sifa number 2. Now, question is, whose sifas are these two? Right? Otherwise, it's not making sense. And when you say, Inna Allah, indeed Allah, la yuhibbu, he does not like, who? Kulla abdin, every abd who is mukhtal and fakhur. Right? So this is common sense. Inshallah, that will come with the vocabulary and with more practice and with more pondering over the ayah, right? Yeah.
Jazakallah.
Vayyaki.
And then when we go back to this work,
Which one?
To sa'ir is
Yeah.
It's the basic words are for
Sa, ain, and ra, the root letter, right? So, ra, yes, aru, what bab it is making?
It is from Fatah family.
Bab fatah, good.
Fatah, and when we put it in family 2, so it gets sa'ara and yusa'iru. And ta'siran and musa'iran.
Tasu'iran. Tasu, swad, right? We need to say swad first. And then
Iran.
Yes, very good. Yeah.
Iran is the master for it, and Musairan is the file.
Ism file. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
Yes. And for Khaddaka, I don't know.
Then we can look at them.
I could not get this one out.
Okay, so let's, you can see over here. So Masha is the base root letter, Mim, Sheen, and Ya. Masha, Yamshi. What bab it is making?
Masha, Yamshi is making Samiya Yasmau.
Yeah, basically this is Masha, Ya, Yamshi, You.
Yamshi, You, yes.
Right? Yes. So all fathas, and then Mudaria is taking kasra on the middle root letter, which makes Daraba Yadribu.
Daraba Yadribu, yes.
Right? So this is Bab Daraba Yadribu. And then Mashian is the master of it, walk. Right? And Fahuwa, the ism file would be Mashin.
Oh, ism file is Mashin. Okay.
Mashin. Why? Remember the rule when the last letter is like alif maksura, like that, right?
Qadin.
Yeah, so qadin. So same idea. We are going to drop the ya, and to compensate because we have dropped something, then we are going to give it one more kasra, and this is how it become mashin, and this is the rafa version of it. Okay. And what is the nasa version? Mashiyan. Okay, the ya will come back.
Okay.
And what would be the jar version? Again, mashin.
Mashin. Okay.
Okay, so mashin, mashiyan, and then mashin again. Mashin. So that is rafa, nasab, and jar. And then if we put al with it, because this is ism, right? And we can put al. Yes. When we put al, then what's gonna happen? This ya will come back. Okay. So now we're gonna say al-mashi. So that is its rafa version. Al-mashi, and then al-mashiya, and then al-mashi again. Right? Rafa, nasab, and jar version. So this is how this, and that is called ism mankus. Right? We did that before. Yes. Yeah. Okay. And then
for the word maraha is the root letters are mim, ra, and ha. So mariha, and from mariha yamrahu, and marahan is a masdar, and marihun is the file.
Ism file, very good.
Yes. And this is from Samiya Yasmal. this goes with Samia.
Yes, Samia Yasma. Good.
Family.
And then I also put Mariha, mean like someone is very happy, right? Walking a very boastful walk. And Fariha is also like when someone is very happy, right? So that's why I put this one over here as well. So Fariha, because we will see in when we are looking at the detailed explanation that there are some phases of it. So first stage is basically Fariha, then another stage come, and then come the stage of Mariha. So this is very extreme kind of pride when you have within yourself.
So these are the different stages of joyfulness.
Yes, exactly. So Fariha is the very first stage when you get some blessing or you feel the blessing, right? You have skill and you start feeling, oh, I'm smart. I did that really well, right? You got some appreciation. So that is basically the stage of Fariha. And then another stage in between come when in Fariha, these feelings were just in your heart, right? Oh, I'm smart. But then comes another stage, which is called Ujub. And that Ujub or Ikhtiyal, basically, when you start saying the words, you start saying or boasting about your blessing.
Okay.
Right? So that comes the second stage. And then come the third stage, which is Mariha. So Fariha, same Fariha Yafrahu, that is also Bab Samia Yasmau. And we know the word Farha, right? Or Farhat even, right? Farhat, we have name Rahat, Farhat. So even my sister's name is Farhat. In Urdu, we write it differently. We write it with open ta, but actually the real is, it is coming from Arabic, and that is Farha. Even my name, I write like that, Rahat, right? But this is not Arabic. In Arabic, it should be like that, Rah. So I have Imam from Libya. He's Arab, so he never called me Rahat. He always called Raha. Yeah, so it's same like Farha. So that is the Arabic word. Okay, then Farihun is some file, right? And we have Farhan. So this is basically Sigatul Mubalagha, Farhan, Fa'lan.
Farhan, okay. So it's describing the sifa of the person.
Yes, Farhan, the one who is like really happy, right? Yeah, who like on a 7 cloud when something happened to, he got some blessing and he is on 7 cloud, Farhan, right? So it is Sigatul Mubalagha, mean it has intensity and like it is lot and what the other thing, Shiddat and
Kasrat, abundance.
Yeah, abundance, right? So that is he gonna show, that is Farhan. Okay, then next word is Habba Yuhibbu, right? What Bab it is making? Habba Yuhibbu?
Habba, the root words are Baba.
Yes.
And when we put it in the family form, it gets to Ahabba.
Very good. Yeah.
Ahabba Yuhibbu, Ihbaban. And Ihbaban is the Masdar and Muhibbu.
Muhibbun would be some file. Good.
Yes.
And then we have word Mukhtal, even though it is ism, right? But you know, this is Mukhtal is ism file, right?
Yeah, ism file.
And so root letter are what? Kha, ya, and lam.
Kha, ya, and lam.
Kha, ya, and lam. And we know this word in Urdu as well. we say khayal,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
What is khayal? To imagine something.
Yes.
Khayali pulao pakana, right?
Thoughts, right? Thoughts.
Anyone know what is khayali pulao?
Yes, I cook it all the time.
So basically, this is the one. So Allah does not like who just keep cooking khayali
My
pulao.
God. I take my words back. So what is khayala means then? Khayala.
Imagine, like khayala, like to imagine,
To
right?
imagine. Okay.
Person, mukhtal mean the person who has a lot of imagination about him, like he
Oh.
is thinking I'm something, right? Actually, khayali pulao is not bad. I was just joking, but to think that you are something,
Oh, I see. Okay.
right? So you are imagining yourself that like
You're better than everybody, sort of.
exactly something like that, right? So that is mukhtal. But that word is from khayal, khaya, lam, and then khaya lam, khaya la, instead it become khala, right? So this ya instead of, because khaya la is hard to pronounce, so they just made it like khala, ya khalu. What bab it is making? Khala ya khalu?
Nasara. Nasara.
No, how nasara? Khala ya khalu.
Fataha.
Fataha yaftahu.
Yes,
Oh,
fataha.
last word is lam. Okay, sorry. I was thinking ta is the middle. Sorry.
Ha. So now when we have middle root letter is nakis, right? Then you need to look the first root letter, the sign of it, to determine what bab it is. So khala ya khalu is ba fataha. And then khailun and then khalun. Actually, it should be khailun, like kailun. Right? Qala yaqulu and then qailun, the narrator. So same, that would be khailun. Khailun or khalun. So
Khailun is a narrator?
not that is kala. I'm saying it is like kala yaqulu and then qailun is the ism file, right?
Yes.
So same way it is going to conjugate. So that should be ism file should be khailun.
Khailun.
Yeah.
So is it Fataha Sami? How we can figure out? Like when we said we was reading like Nama Yanamu, that was Samia, right?
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
will I differentiate?
Well, here I have
that gonna come from the dictionary. You cannot just guess that, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, because its root letter actually is ya. Okay, so sometimes it could
because
be
two word only we read so far, Nama and Khafa, both was Samia. That's Nama Yanamu Khafa Ya Khafa, both are with Samia.
yeah. Okay, I need to check. I don't know. I think I checked the dictionary and then this is
Okay.
we can double check again. Not sure. Okay.
Then why are we dropping off ya here and introducing
that is Sarf. That happens because when a weak letter has haraka, right? So what they do, they transfer their haraka to the letter before it.
Okay.
Right? So this fatha is given to this ha, right? And now since it has fatha, so according to fatha, what is going to be more appropriate to have what letter? Alif, waw, or ya, right?
Yes.
These are vowels, so they are interchangeable.
Yes.
So whenever we have fatha, so according to the fatha, the alif is better.
Yes.
In terms of pronunciation, right? So that's why they are going to give it a alif. So this is how it become khala.
But the root letters are ha, ya, and lam.
Yeah, kha.
Okay,
Yeah.
when you put in this thing in the family, then that it changes to alif. In family one, right? This is from family one.
Yeah, this is family one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, then ikhtala. So now this one muhtal is basically what family, what bab it is? Because this is
So
not
it is
family
like
one.
if ta is the part of the family, then looks like this is family 5, right?
Which one?
No.
Ikhtala?
No, I said the ta, you said family is a part of the family. Ta is not the root letter, right?
Look at the how it is written. Ikhtal thing.
Iktaraba. So that is
Yeah, this is
Tarabin. Okay.
yes.
That is family
Family
8.
family 6?
No,
No,
8.
8
No,
family.
how it is 6? Family 8.
Family 8.
Iqtarab.
Yes,
Iktaraba. Yeah.
Taraba. Yeah.
Yes. Iqtaraba, and then this is ikhtala. So ikhtala, yaqtilu, iqtaraba family, and then ikhtiyalan, iktiraban. And then the ism file from that would be muhtayilun. Muhtayilun, but this ya is going to be dropped, right? And that would become muhtalun.
So then why we are calling Fataha? I'm confused. The family has
That
Fataha.
is family one, my love. I just showing that this is the base one, and actually
Okay. Yes. Now, yeah, I understand.
your mind is somewhere else.
No, I'm thinking like other family, Mozitki family doesn't have grouping.
No, I wrote the family one, so we know that this is the bab. Okay, in family one, this is the bab, and then this muhtal is actually from family 8. Iktaraba. Okay, then for fakhur, fakhara, yafkharu. What bab it is making?
Fataha yaftahu.
Yes. And then fakhran, and then fakhirun, and then fakhur on the pattern of fa'ul, which is sigatul mubalagha. Okay, so this is how it become fakhur.
So when you put in the sigatul mubalagha, so how do you know this family can go into sigatul mubalagha?
Family one only.
Okay, only family one can go into sigatul.
Yes, and not every word. Not every word. There are going to be, because when we are sigatul mubalagha, they have certain pattern, right? There are many different patterns. Even for sifatul mushabba, last night I was looking at the book, and they have almost 48 pattern mentioned for sifatul mushabba. And I don't know how many for this sifatul mubalagha. Right, but not all of them are used in Quran Pak. Right,
and not all the distinct families can go into it. Not every
not every word.
Not every word from the family one cannot go into it.
Exactly, because when especially look at the sifatul mushabba, right? What is sifatul mushabba mean? It is sifa, right?
Yes.
Not everyone gonna be everything gonna be the sifa of anything, right?
Yes.
So only the afal that has some kind of sifa in it, like characteristics of sifa, right? Then it will take this pattern. Otherwise, it is not going to make sense.
Yes, and mubalagha is exaggeration.
In English, we say exaggeration, but for sigatul mubalagha, you need to remember when sigatul mubalagha means there is intensity.
Okay.
Shiddat, right? And then there is abundance. Two things.
Okay.
For example, we say Rahman.
Yes.
Rahman is sigatul mubalagha.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, so Allah's Rahmaniyat is intense, like it is happening right now, right? It
Yes.
is intense,
Yes.
right? Intense in a way that no matter what people are doing or saying, he is still being Rahman to them,
Okay.
right? And it is in abundance in every second. I don't know how many gesture of his mercy I'm enjoying, right? My eyes are blinking, I'm breathing, my whole system is running, right?
Yes.
So subhanallah, it has abundance and it has intensity.
So this fakhur is also similar to that of intensity, how intense the
Yeah.
thing is going on.
Yeah, so that means this person shows fakhar all the time.
Yes.
Right? In his walk, in his talk, in his dealing, right?
Yes.
And it is in abundance.
How intense it has to be to be used that word. That means he's always in that state. In that state.
Yeah.
In pride.
Yeah.
So Mukhtalin will also be Sigatul Mubalagha?
No, Mukhtalin is a some file.
Oh.
Yeah. Inshallah, Surf class is coming back. So
I have a comment.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Just a silly question. Like this khodaka, right? How like from our level, how we can figure out this is not a part, this is the ism? How we can understand this?
This is not part of?
This is not a verb, this is a noun. How we can understand this?
This is not a scale, this is a noun. How we are going to figure it out?
Yeah. Because it's written here, idafa maful bihi, right? So at first I didn't notice that your writing. I was thinking like, the way we say allama. I was thinking that. And I was thinking this is a verb.
Yeah, even just khadda, kha dal dal, even that is like we have some verb, some irregular words. They are called mud'af. Even that can rhyme with this one, right? So just khadda can rhyme even this mud'af irregularity.
Oh yeah, the one you said in the yazunnuna same way, right? Zanna.
Yes, zanna. So yes, it is hard to figure it out, but when we translate, right, when we do not know the word, we need to look at the dictionary, right? So dictionary can help us out. That khadda is not even gonna have it's not surfable because khadda means cheeks, right?
Yeah.
Cheeks. And that is I think I can call it some jamid, because not madi mudari are gonna come out of it.
Okay. So vocabulary will help us also. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And then one more, can you just another time, like same for us actually, like mukhtalin fakhurin. So if we wanted to do, we will think like the numbers, gender, these are matching, right? So we'll think this one is Mosub, this one is Sifa, Mukhtalin is Mosub, Fakhurin is Sifa.
So this is again Sarf. So you will know that fakhur is sigatul mubalagha, right? So when it is sigatul mubalagha and the other one is ism fa'il or even sifatul mushabba, right? We will learn that in our Surf. So they cannot be mosuf sifa for each other.
Okay.
Remember, we used to say that the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cannot be mosuf sifa.
Yeah.
So same idea, you can think like that. Even the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will see that Alim, or let's say Alim and Ghafoor, right? So Alim is sifatul mushabba and Ghafoor is a mubalgha.
Okay.
Right? So we cannot say that, okay, they are mawsoof sifa to each other. When Ism Mubalgha or Sifatul Mushabba or all that, inshallah, Sarf, we are going to learn more. So they cannot be
Mawsoof
sifa for each other.
Okay.
Right, okay. Okay, so now let's see a little detail of this ayah. وَلَا تُسَعِرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ وَلَا تَمْشِ فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَحًا. So in the last ayah, in the previous ayah, we learned that يَا بُنَيَّ أَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ وَأْمُرْ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَانْهَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ وَاصْبِرْ عَلَى مَا أَصَابَكَ إِنَّ ذَلِكَ مِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ. Right? So we see that Hazrat Luqman alayhi salam, the first command he gave, Aqim Salah. And even before Aqim Salah, we know that in previous ayat, what he's first he established Tawheed, right? So first he established Tawheed in his boy, right? He gave the good concept of Tawheed with example. Remember that that grain, right? Hidden in the heaven, earth, no one can find. So our no deed is hidden from him, right? So that is basically establishing Tawheed and Taqwa, right? So he established Tawheed, Taqwa, and when the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, his oneness is all established, now he told him that he need to establish Salah, right? Because Salah is basically a connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then that was the right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Aqim Salah. And then Wa'mur bil Maruf, Wanha anil Munkar, right? So these are the rights of people. And then these things are not easy. Then we need to show sabr, right? So wasbir alama aswabaka. And inna zalika min azmil umur, it's not easy. There are prophets mentioned, right? So the prophets, these are basically the sunnah of prophets, that they used to be very determined. So we need to have some kind of, in our own capacity, we need to have this azmil umur, right? And now after that, what's gonna happen if let's say you establish Salah, you are doing good with dealing with people, right? And then you are showing sabr as well. So do you think that Shaitan is going to leave you alone? Never ever, right? He is going to be more active to like distract you, right? If now you are, mashallah, very particular in your Salah and doing whatever, right? So he cannot stop you from Salah, right? When the time of Salah come, you are very particular, alhamdulillah, and you pray your Salah properly. So now what he gonna do? He gonna try to put some arrogance in us. Wow, look at me, how righteous I am, right? So look at these people, they do not even care about Salah, right? So that idea. So now Shaitan is going to be more active, and he is going to make us proud and arrogant by making us think that we are better than other people. So that's why Hazrat Luqman alayhi salam is advising his son to be humble in your walk, in your talk, with the dealing of people, right? And why? Because inna Allaha la yuhibbu kulla mukhtalin fakhur, right? We know that if we have even mustard seed of fakhr or pride within ourselves, that can destroy all of our ibadah. That person is not going to enter Jannah, right? So fakhr is very destructive. Subhanallah, right? So that's why it is advised by Hazrat Luqman al-Islam. Then we can look at the word su'ara. Su'ara in Arabic, it says that that was basically a disease, and that disease happened to camels. What happened to a camel? In his neck, some nerve or some vein get damaged or pinch or whatever, and now this camel cannot look straight. He is his neck is leaning to one side, and when he is walking in that state, it looks like he is in pride. So from that, when they see this camel, right, look like he's walking with the pride and in a boastful way, so they start using this term for the person who is walking in a boastful way. So this is how it become basically the phrase, وَلَا تُسَعِّرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ. And now, basically now, it's not just the walk. Basically, it could be the any kind of gesture who are showing pride. For example, sometimes kids or even we adults, sometimes we are not saying anything, but we are just pointing with the eyebrows, right? Or just looking at someone with the tilted eyes, or squeezing our forehead when we are looking at someone, right? Even though this person might not be looking at us, right? But we cannot control ourselves because we have so much pride within ourselves and thinking that this person, look at this person. And we are thinking high of ourselves, right? So that's why we are showing or doing some kind of gestures, looking at someone in a certain way, rolling eyes, using hand gestures to belittle someone, right? Or some insulting words or an even tone of voice, making fun of someone due to certain sect, tribe, or caste. That is very common in in adults like us, right? So we'll look down on certain sects, we make fun of them. This is not allowed. This is also وَلَا تُسَعِّرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ. So we should not be belittling anyone with any form, like doesn't mean that, okay, I do not walk like that, right? So this ayah is not about me. But basically it, if we look at that deeply, this is any kind of gestures that can show pride within ourselves, or we are belittling someone with any gesture. This is وَلَا تُسَعِّرْ خَدَّكَ لِلنَّاسِ. Mocking at other people in any form or in any way will be counted as arrogance. So
I think that's why scholars, they always, even when they used to recite the Quran, they always used to say, after recitation of the Quran, to avoid the whisper of the shaitan, to recite 3 times A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim and blow on their chest. And if they used to do any good thing, they always used to give the credit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by saying, وَمَا تَوْفِيقِي إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. It's only by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He provided me with this opportunity.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Because a mustard seed of pride can disqualify us from Jannah, right? So subhanallah. Then inna allaha la yuhibbu kulla mukhtalin fakhur. So mukhtalin fakhur is basically khud pasandi. Khud pasandi mean like self-worth or self-love, we can say, right? So it does not just happen in one day. It has basically stages. So there are 3 stages of self-love or self-worth. So we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed everyone with some unique qualities, right? Someone can speak really well, they can write really well, someone is really a good doctor, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put Shifa in his hand, right? Someone is really a good engineer, he can manage things, he can whatever field he is working, he can do his things really good, right? So people are good in certain fields, and these are all the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So now the first stage is that someone praised you, right? And now you are kind of feeling good, and this is natural, and we are human beings. Yes, we need to have some appraisal from people, right? So someone praise you, and now you know that, okay, you feel happy, and then instead of giving that credit that whatever these people are praising me for, these are basically the skills and the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? So one start thinking that these things are happening because I'm hard worker, right? I really do things I do take care in a precise way, whatever I do, right? I take everything on a professional level, right? I'm perfect, right? So instead of associating these blessing, because if you are you can do things on a professional way, right? So these are the skills of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the first stage comes, you feel good within yourself, right? And then come the second stage. So that in the second stage, that is called ujub or ikhtiyal, right? So you feel good, and basically, and you start saying as well about yourself that I'm smart, look what I have achieved, right? But that was talking to yourself only. Then come the second stage of ujub, and in this ujub stage, whatever you are feeling, right? You are feeling happy that people are praising you, or you have attained certain level, right? So your walk, your talk, and your dealing with people is showing that pride, that yes, you are something, and you are not associating these blessings with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is the stage of ujub. And you are thinking that whatever success you are earning, these are because of your hard work, or because of your wisdom, or because of you are smart or genius, right? And if you do not realize that basically that is a disease, right? I am heading towards from khud pasandi to ujub now, right? So if we do not realize it, and we do not seek forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we do not associating the skill with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then gonna come the third stage, and that stage would be being fakhur. So when you are thinking very high of yourself, see other people lesser. So this is the height. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hates such people.
But the first 2 stages are allowed, right? Because that's building up the self-confidence, the first stage and the second stage.
Yeah, exactly. Khud pasandi, okay. You can feel good about yourself, right? But we need to still associate that with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? These are the skills given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. it should not come in our speech, right? If it is coming in our speech, in our talk, in our dealing, then there is a problem, right? Because when we are going to talk with people thinking that I am better than them, we're going to hurt people in somehow, right?
Yeah.
So the disease basically starts here. And then it goes on height when we think that we are fakhur. So the fakhur stage is basically very dangerous. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like such people, because fakhar basically has takabbur in it. And takabbur, we know, is the rida, is the chadar of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He does not like when somebody try to kind of grab this this quality or this attribute they associate to themselves, right? That only suits to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
But in
So
the
Allah
second stage,
destroys.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but in the second stage, you are talking about your achievements. So that's
Which
not allowed, huh?
Which one?
In second stage, you are talking about your achievements, that that you have earned this, you have worked.
Yeah, stay humble, because these are the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Hmm.
You do not have any, it's not your own earning. That happens because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with these skills. Yes,
Okay.
you can be happy, right? You can feel better, that you can be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? But stay humble basically, right? So do not belittle other people that you have this blessing, and now because of this blessing you have, you are going to belittle other people, right? When you are showing off your blessing, what's going to happen? The people who does not have this blessing, they're going to feel lesser.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So basically this is the thing. See,
I didn't understand when you said takabbur is the rida or chadar. Can you please explain me a little more?
It says that basically it means that it only takabbur only suits Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right? It suits only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if someone try to feel like he can have some, that is basically disliked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he destroys such person. And we know the story of Qarun.
Yes.
So what was that? That was takabbur. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is the, okay. Then since we are talking about the blessings, right? And fakhar come when you have some blessing and you are thinking very high of yourself because of this blessing, right? So then we know that test of basically can be of two kinds. Test could be the test of deprivation or test of blessing, right? And the scholar says that test of blessing is even harder than the other one. Why? Because a test of blessing gonna make you arrogant, right? If you are not associating with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or if you are not utilizing this blessing the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want it, then you are going to be held accountable. One thing is that person does not have it, right? So he can do sabr. But if you have it and still you are controlling yourself from israf, from overspending, or even staying humble, that's gonna be very hard and tough, right? So that's why Hazrat Luqman al-Islam is doing tazkiyah nafs of his son, that purity of heart and mind has great impact on our personality. These traits make or break our personality. Emotions reflects on our walking, talking, and dealing with people. Do not ever think that you are better from other people. due to your wealth or your worldly blessing or skills or your achievements or whatnot. None has any kind of a priority over the other people, right? So no one is better than other. And inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. Basically, that is the criteria, that whoever has taqwa, only that person is better than other. And we cannot know the taqwa of anyone, right? So that means everything who is better than the other, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows, no one else. We cannot even judge people that his person's taqwa is better than the other one. So the only criteria that make anyone better than other is taqwa. No wealth, no skin color, no lineage, no tribes, right? No wealth, no skills can make you any better than other people. So if you are given any title, if you are given any authority, if you are given any responsibility, be nice, kind, approachable to others, right? We know that lady who used to clean masjid, right? And then she died, and companions did not tell Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, thinking that, okay, we can just bury her. She was ordinary lady, right? And it was night or whatever. So they did not bother Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam for her. And when he found out, what he did, he went to her grave and made a special dua for her, subhanallah, right? So leaders, imams, teachers, parents, we need to be humble, we need to be open, we need to be accessible to others. That is basically the message, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us authority in some way, right? And this authority, we need to like take it as a responsibility, and we need to be very humble and nice to other people in our dealings. Luqman al-Islam is teaching us valuable parenting tip over here, teaching kids mannerism, even though they are very simple and easy mannerism, right? Doing their tazkiyah with logic, love and concern, right? He instilled the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his heart, and then whenever he is teaching like any mannerism, he is giving the logic, he is giving the reasoning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like such person. So that is really important, that first we need to instill the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our kids' heart, right? Love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they do not do these things out of love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
I was listening to our Muhtaram Ustada, Sister Farhat Hashmi Saiba, the beautiful scholar, mashallah. She was telling that one of her habits, she mentioned in one of her lecture, that she keeps a diary, and before she goes to bed, she do tazkiyah nafs, which is more like
analysis,
self-questioning and self-analysis of what she did that day. And then she used to write it down, and then she used to say, okay, how can I be able to improve myself on that? Subhanallah, I was amazed. She said, I keep diary every single day, and I go through it, and I write down my tazkiyah nafs, that the whole day, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? And how can I improve myself?
Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Yeah, that is a beautiful tip. We wish that everyone should do that, because that is going to help us improve. We can analyze all day what mistake we did, right? And we can fix them, subhanallah. Okay, so now how much time do we have? 6
I have a
o'clock.
question.
Yeah.
So in the, like, I know, you know, like I'm full of faults. So in the past, if you have done something, say if you have hurt someone, either by your gesture or by your talk or whatever, I was going through I think it was just an article saying that some Sahabi Razila Ta'ala anhu said something bad to another Sahabi. So what he did was he took you know, bunch of clothing, like just the material, raw material, and gifted to him. So if you do that, and then plus you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness, if you give that person, whoever you have bad-mouthed or hurt the feelings or whatever, and then ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness, is that okay?
Obviously. What could be better than that? You know, sometimes you are talking to someone and by mistake, some riba happen, right? So we are human beings. We can fall short of, right? So we don't have to go to that person and tell that person that, okay, that time I did this riba of you, because that's gonna make your relation even worse, right? So you don't have to mention that, but as you said, that we can do sadqa on behalf of that person. That's what my habit is. So sometimes, you know, mistake happen and I feel bad. No, I should not be saying that thing about that person. What I do, I just take some money and put in sadqa jar on behalf of that person. So, or gift is also a good idea. You can gift some that person, right? So, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's forgiveness. These are the best thing to do. What else? Okay, so now, since it is going to be Maghrib time, and I don't think so, we can finish the ayah. How many slides do we have? Yeah. So we can do it next class, inshallah. And let me end the class, and then I need to discuss one thing with you guys. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quranil Hakim wa nafani wa iyyakum bi ayati wa zikril hakim. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.